Hi, I'm Reiki, and I thought of doing a quick coloring in picture from one of my own books that I'm selling on Amazon. It's called Fairy Vista. I love fairies, I love magic, I love sweet, innocent little fairies. But I've decided to have a little bit of a demo of how I like to color in stuff, even if it's my own art or my own line work. So without further ado, let's jump in and go see.
Okay. I started off by saying okay again. Sorry, guys. I'm immediately sorry. Won't say okay again. What I have been using is I've been using my Colleen pencils to color in this picture of this fairy. Now, a little bit of a background, just that this line work is line work I've done previously from my book Fairy Vista by Marijke Ensland. I haven't been using my nickname there. It's currently available on Amazon, Create Space. And the whole book is just about fairies. Now, I've made one or two pictures before, but I haven't really recorded it except one from my other book. Excuse my hair that's popping out there every now and then. I had a pony and my fringe was hanging over, so every time I bent forward to do some coloring in and see what I'm seeing, then I end up having my fringe in this in the camera shot. Thank you, my lovely girl Shaky, for pointing that out for me. I have used my white pencil to go over the skin and dress, but that's just to make it a little bit smoother. I didn't bother doing that with the rest of the picture. I just wanted the actual fairy smooth. I also used my finger to do the rest of the. You guys will notice I'm stumbling over my words a lot this time. I have been sick a while ago, and actually, to tell you the truth, I think I'm more brain sick than anything else, but let's not go into that little detail. I'm better now. Okay, another little background story. My trusty editor, my darling girl Shaky, just pointed out to me that I must mention that the model that I used for this specific fairy is actually my mom. It is a photo that I have of her when she was in her 20s. It was back in the 1960s, and she was posing like this, sitting on the lawn. And it was so beautiful and catchy. I said, I'm going to use this as a model for my next fairy, and it worked out perfectly. Now, if I have to tell you, I hope my mom's not watching this video. If she is, I'm sure she'll understand what I'm saying. My mom thinks she is the ugliest person in the world. Yes, she literally thinks she is the ugliest person in the world. It stems from when she was just a teeny tiny little girl with her little thin hair, pigtails, and she was the oldest sister of 7 brothers and sisters, and they were all miserable to her. Oh, I hope my uncles and aunts don't hear this. And yeah, my granny wasn't a very good person. Like, my granny was actually a drunk, and she was a witch also, but let's not go into that one either. But she was a drunk. She used to go to sleep with a half jack of whiskey next to her bed, and a glass of water, and the next morning when she wakes up there would still actually be a little bit of water left. I'm airing out some dirty laundry here, but my grandmother has been dead for a long time, so it doesn't really matter. The point is, my mom had to take care of most of the things in the house, including the food and keeping it clean. And back in those days, the parents were so strict. You can't talk back. You will get hit over the head with a broomstick if you talk back. So my mom also has been teased a lot by her younger brothers and sisters whenever she drew something pretty or she did something nice and sweet. They would make fun of her, or if she tried to write some poetry, they would make fun of her. So she grew up thinking she is useless and she can't do anything, and she is ugly. There's nobody as ugly as her. and it really ticks me off. No, beyond belief, it pisses me off. But it's okay, because I love my mom, and I tell her that every opportunity that I get, and I want her to know that even though she's now 70 to 73 years old, or is it 74, round about there, that just because she's old now also doesn't make her ugly, because she's a beautiful person inside and out. She's a very attractive older woman, and I stand by that, and nobody can argue with me. So I drew my little fairy using my mom as a model, and this is one of my pictures that I am the most proudest of. Okay, that's it. I am proud of this picture. I'm proud of how it came out. Okay, little bit what I was trying to do here. You will see that the fairy, the mushrooms and the grass flowers I made in the foreground, because she's sort of in a wooded area. I almost want to say, almost like that movie Fern Gully, like a tropical rainforest kind of place. And I wanted to make the background very blurry, like as if it's really just in the background. So I used a lot. I've done a lot of details to the foreground. It was a lot of detail in the fairy and in the moss-like grass, because I made the grass very moss-like, very bright, clean green. As you can see, I actually used some neon colors of my colleens to make the grass. And then I just, after I've colored the front in with the colleens, the foreground and all the details, I did a little bit. I used my soft pastels in the background, but what I've done here now is I've also gone over it with my Staedtler fine liners, just to define the lines even more. Now, one thing you should know is when I do use my fine liners, I don't go over the entire picture, all the lines perfectly with the fine liners. I actually use it's strategically, if I can say that, by making some points stand out a little bit more than other points, or where I want the actual design to take hold. When you look at the picture, the first thing you should see must be that what you see in the foreground, and that's what I tried to accomplish here. I don't think it came out too bad. I used different colors, green of course. I used 4 different reds on the dress. The mushrooms I made different colors as well. And then using different color Staedtler fine liners as well. I used dark green, light green, grey, brown, 2 different types of orange. And I think it worked out perfectly. Even those little flowers, I mean, I colored it in with the purple, and then I used 2 different purples to make the flowers stand out. You can't really see it if you look on the picture like it is, but when you see it close up, it catches your eye immediately. And then I used my pastels. I'm so glad I came across the pastels. I should have experimented with the pastels a long time ago. As you can see here, I used the brown and the green pastels, and I colored in mostly around the wings. But when I blended it with my finger, as you can see, I first wanted to use the tissue paper, and then I thought, no, I like my finger better. Anyway, I colored it over the wings as I rubbed it in over the wings as well. So that the background can look like it's fading in behind her see-through wings. I thought that made a huge difference. Then of course I first gave it a layer of clear adhesive spray paint to make it stick, and then I used some glitter gel pens to strategically go over little spots here and there, just to give it that extra little shine. Because from the beginning I decided I was going to make her wings silver, and I wanted the shininess to come through, especially if you walk past it. I used my Pilot silver Koki pen for the wings. I just went over the lines, and I didn't do a lot of smudging or anything like that. I made solid lines, and then I just added a little bit more silver in the insides of the lines to make it look more condensed close to her. I accidentally actually went a little bit over her hair, but when I was done with the wings, I tried to fix that by using my fine liners just to make that stand out again. Next, I wanted to make some lightning bugs, some fireflies, and I first used my golden Koki to make the dots and then smudge it with my finger, and then I went in it with the gold, and when that was dry I used my white paint pen to add some highlights here and there on her hair and the flowers, greenness, to make it look like it's shining even more. I always use my white paint pen because it really does make a huge difference. I've got a gel pen as well, but the gel pen I normally would use when I want to make more subtle white stripes, because I don't really have a very good quality gel pen, so the white paint pen does it better. And I also wanted to make it a little bit more textured. Sorry, see, I'm stumbling over my words again. And then I went over with the gold and silver Kokis again, and a little white dot in the middle, just so that the fireflies can stand out. Of course, I had to wait for it to for the clear adhesive paint to dry again, and after that happened, and after the white paint pen dried, I used my black fine liner just to make some of the lights in the wings stand out a little bit more and add a little bit more of shadow. And then I signed my name, went over another layer of spray paint, and there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. I will bring out more pictures, and please feel free to leave comments. I love reading comments. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.